Welcome to the Insurance Marketing Organization podcast, where financial services marketing expert Seth Greene interviews IMO experts, executives, and top producers to share can't-miss tips on how they successfully manage their IMOs, grow their businesses, create great relationships, and influence the industry. And now, here's your host, Seth Greene.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Brian Mann. Brian is the Chief Distribution Officer of C2P Enterprises, President and CTO of Clarity Insurance Marketing. He's the founder of the Elite Advisory Group. He's the past chairman of the board for the National Association for Fixed Annuities and many, many other things. Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Seth. It's great to be here.
Our pleasure. Let's go back in time a little bit. How'd you get into this industry in the first place?
Well, that is a great question. You know, I've always had a passion for helping others and helping others reach, one or many of their financial goals. And in fact, I remember I was so fortunate to write a book, to be a co-author with Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for Every Retiree Soul.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Well, it was all these, and the book is all these motivational stories about helping, how one went about achieving their retirement dreams and financial security. And that kind of really encompasses why I got into the business, is because my passion was to have as many of those stories as possible, real stories from those I've had the opportunity to be able to go out and touch and make a positive difference with. I just enjoy helping clients, feel empowered, make sound, informed financial decisions, and to do various different things, like to ensure that money is going to last for the rest of their lives, how we can help them financially prepare themselves for, weathering the life storm, make the most of their money. If anything, we learned a lot during the last 18 months with this pandemic, right? Now that eventually led into starting my own IMO, my own independent marketing organization, because as passionate as I am in helping clients achieve their dreams and financial security, I love helping top achieving advisors become great business owners and to be able to go out and make a positive difference in the lives of their clients as well.
You mentioned an important distinction. You mentioned the difference between top advisors become great business owners. Why do you think that difference is so important?
The industry has gone through three paradigm shifts since I've been in the industry in the mid-90s. When I started, the industry was in a sales paradigm, and it used to be like an IMO offered value by providing access to the top carriers and products. The turn of the century, it really shifted from a sales paradigm to a marketing paradigm. And that's when IMOs really started to focus even more so on helping top achieving advisors also in the way of marketing programs to get in front of more qualified prospects that are qualified for their services. But the industry has continued to, progress. And really the industry has gone from a marketing paradigm to a business paradigm. And in order to have success and sustainable success, in order to reach a special stage as an advisor, which my humble opinion is the stage of significance, you have to master the art of building a business. You're not just a salesperson, you're not just an operations person, you are an entrepreneur. And what we enjoy most about what we do here at C2P and Clarity Insurance Marketing is helping advisors build a self-sustaining business, a business that not only could survive, but it could thrive with or without them. And it's a core principle of what our organization is all about. And it motivates me to do what I do every day.
Talk to us a little bit about your journey with Elite Advisory Group.
Well, Elite Advisory Group, we're all about simplifying the financial planning process for our clients. I've never had a client, Seth, come into my office in all these years, like 25 years now. Oh my gosh, I'm getting older. 25. I've never had anybody come in and say, Brian, could you do me a favor? Could you make this more complicated?
Excellent point.
No, it's just the exact opposite. And, we have pride. I mean, we have always pride ourselves on being the top educational resource in the community to provide the simple answers to the most complicated financial planning, retirement planning questions, like when can I retire? If I retire, am I ever at risk of running out of money? Do I really need this life insurance? And if I do, why? Should I, if I don't want to work in my current job, because I've been doing this for 30 years, what if I did a hybrid retirement and did this role over here that I would be really excited about? How would that look? So by being there as a advocate and as a partner to your client, what you're able to do is you're able to help provide them with comfort to make sound, informed financial decisions that are in their best interest. And you're able to educate them on what their options are. And the numbers speak for themselves. And then they just have to then emotionally decide what it is that they want.
That makes a lot of sense. Talk about your journey with Clarity Insurance Marketing.
It's been a phenomenal journey. I'm blessed beyond measure, Seth. I mean, I came on board April 1st, 2020, no joke, right in the middle of the pandemic. And immediately we recognized that it was important for us to have the right mindset, because what we were going through on the first day that I joined the organization as a partner and as the roles that you've already mentioned, it was very clear. I mean, it was very clear that we had to be ready to be able to adapt. We had to be ready to be able to evolve. We had to be ready to be able to innovate and change, because we were going through a unique, unprecedented time the industry had never seen before. And boy, did we ever come together. And that's at C2P, what's so unique and special about our organization is our exclusive mastermind group, the top advisors in the country. I mean, literally, I know I'm biased, in the country, but when it comes to innovation, when it comes to early adoption, when it comes to collaboration and sharing best practices, we were able to make a huge difference on a rapid level of speed to help distribution step up to the plate so that they can help their clients through a time that none of us had ever seen before. And it was all because of the collaboration, and that's what the mastermind group is all about. We're all master learners. And it's like the movie, I always like the movie that Forrest Gump, analogy at least. I don't know if I'm going to watch the movie all the time, but I mean, it's like the analogy is like right in the middle of the storm, where was Forrest in his shrimping boat? It was in the middle of the ocean, right? Now, one would say you got to be crazy to have your shrimping boat in the middle of the ocean during a storm. Everyone else had their boat tied up in port. Well, what happened? That storm came through and all the boats that were tied up in port were washed up on land and got destroyed. And here's Forrest out there, because that's where the innovation happens, comes back, and the next thing you know, the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, was born, and he had this shrimping empire. And again, we laugh about the analogy, but if you relate that to our business, what a missed opportunity it would have been to have our boat. And when I talk about the boat, that's the boat of our businesses, our clients, and so forth, tied up in port. The best thing to do is to be out there in the ocean, innovate. And there was never a more critical time than to over communicate with your clients. The best thing about C2P is we're all about the power of process. We can simplify the financial planning process. And so we can literally pick up the phone and in a very short period of time, educate and remind the client all that they did to put a plan in place to protect themselves for times like this. That they had plenty of assets in their now bucket for their immediate needs. They had plenty of assets in their soon bucket for their needs that are going to, occur sooner rather than later. And the money that's over and assets that's over in the later bucket, because they don't intend to access those assets anytime in the short run, maybe at least 10 years or longer. Yeah, we experienced some volatility. But what we were able to do is we were able to help the client not hit the panic button and understand their plan. And this is what we do for advisors. Clarity Insurance Marketing is how the insurance products, from a best interest standard standpoint, how those are integrated into a client's overall holistic financial plan. And we pride ourselves at Clarity Insurance Marketing as a fiduciary, friendly IMO, and we facilitate advanced product screening, selection, and support, all to help our advisors ensure that they have the best solutions for each and every client situation. And it's an award-winning process. Our annuity screening best interest process won an award by Wealth Management. It literally was reviewed by the SEC and the DOL. I mean, as a past chairman, as you said, of the National Association for Fixed Annuities, and it's part of my therapy and talking about it, Seth. But I helped lead membership during the DOL 1.0. Now we're going through 3.0. But it was important. It was important for us to be proactive. It was important for us to. We saw this as a need for the industry to be proactive, not because of the regulatory entities were mandating it after the DOL 1.0 was vacated in courts, but with this process, what it does, Seth, is we can help ensure that the products that are being recommended by our advisors to their clients are mathematically proven to be in their client's best interest, and it will meet that documentation standard, which is so critically important.
Absolutely. Why do you think the holistic model has been so well received by clients?
It's a great question. You have to ask yourself as a client. Simplicity, Da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, right? If you're a client, do you want to have to go to someone to take care of your risk management needs and then have someone over here take care of your wealth accumulation and wealth management needs, and this one over here take care of your health care, and this one over here take care of your tax planning and even tax preparation, and this one over here take care of your legal aspects of your estate? Holistic financial planning, proactive, is all about proactive tax planning. It's all about strategies to reduce taxes over time. I don't think I've ever had a client say to me that they're not interested in that. I've never had anyone say, I'm willing to pay more taxes over time. The proper order of money as it pertains to how we can help a client increase their cash flow, income planning, including Social Security. Can't forget Social Security planning. Start now, start soon, start later. Especially as clients get near in retirement, they want to know what their options are. And especially, married couples, they have different strategies to take in consideration. Longevity planning. I have a client, Seth, whose grandmother this weekend, because I sent a cake, celebrated her 107th birthday.
Wow.
107th. I mean, we are here to celebrate longevity, but because we're living a lot longer, we also need to make sure that we have a plan in place and you work with the right advisor to ensure that your money is going to last as long as you do and then some. So yeah, Roth conversion planning, asset protection, especially in the world that we live in now, and especially protecting a surviving spouse. There's nothing that gets to my heart more when I'm doing this is when I see something that could have been avoided by proper planning and unexpectedly someone's spouse, the love of their life, is the Lord takes calls them back home, and the surviving spouse is and not only in obviously emotional devastation, but from a financial standpoint, what tends to happen? The two things, well, tax rates now go up, and what happens? Their income goes down because they're going to lose one of the two Social Security benefits. So what can you do to protect a surviving spouse? That's where holistic financial planning comes into play. And that's, when it comes to, one last thing, when it comes to training, educating, developing, and supporting holistic financial advisors, that's what C2P is about. That's what differentiates us from everyone else. That's where Clarity Insurance Marketing comes in, because that's where the role of the insurance products fit into the overall holistic financial plan.
Sounds like you've almost built a multifamily office model.
Well, it's what the clients need. It's what the clients want. It's what the clients gravitate to. It's what the clients introduce their friends and loved ones, quality introductions and referrals. I mean, I probably bring on 7 to 10 new clients. We're an advisor-led organization. So every one of my partners have our own wealth management practice. So I bring on 7 to 10 new clients every month. And I would say that 60% of those come from, introductions and referrals from our existing clients, because we take care of our clients. We take them through a process where we, it's all about discovery and design and delivery of a plan. And then the implementation of the plan, that's where it really gets started. And that's the dedication. And because we're so dedicated to our clients, they see it, they experience it, they appreciate it. They want to do more business with us, and they introduce us to others that they know that will benefit from all the value that we bring to the table, and that would also benefit from being part of our family.
That makes a lot of sense. You've been on the forefront of thought leadership in our industry for a long time. Where do you think the next 5 years see us headed?
It's a really great question, Seth. I mean, I am very optimistic about our future. I don't think there's ever been a time where there's more of a demand and need for the advice, the quality advice that professionals can bring to the table to the American public. I've seen more and more and more opportunities where those have early retirement, they're preparing for retirement, they're retiring. And if you're doing the right planning, when they come to you and say, hey, I have an offer from my employer, but I have to let them know, it's like Tuesday, I have to let them know by Friday whether I'm in or out. And guess what? Because we do the holistic planning, we have all of the information we can plug in, and we can provide them the answers to those questions. If you are not doing that type of planning, I encourage you to do so, because we have all of the processes down to a client agenda and an advisor checklist with all of the tools. And we have a whole group of mastermind advisors that are collaborating and sharing the best practices, what's working, what's not working. So if this is what you're looking for, where you're independent, you're not alone. We'd love to discuss with you what your top priorities are. What are your top challenges that you're looking to accomplish, and how we might be able to help you address those top priorities and challenges. If nothing else, we're an industry colleague and resource. If now is not the right time, we'd still love to have a discussion with you about what we can do to help, because you know what? There's so many Americans out there, families, business owners that really need sound advice. And so I think the evolution, I was actually in a couple of meetings this morning, we were talking about that. Some of the concerns is the persistently low interest rate environment that we've been in for such a long period of time, and how those rates can erode insurance guarantees, and just all due to the low interest rate environment. So what do we have to do as an industry? We have to innovate. We have to evolve. We need to think about not what it is that someone needs today. We need to think about that, and what are they going to need both in the short term and long-term future, because the future belongs to those who get there first. I'm confident in our industry. I'm very optimistic, and this is a phenomenal industry that has been around for many, many years and will be around long after I'm no longer here, Seth. But I tell you, if you really embrace this opportunity, and visualize what those needs and wants are going to be for America, again, families and business owners, where you can actually see it and it's crystal, and then build it processes and a strategy in place in order to help people get there. I tell you, not only will you help a number of people, you'll do well for yourself. You'll be a leader in this industry. And we love working with leaders. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone that we work with is an Olympian in our business. They are the top of the top. And but they didn't always be there. Okay. But we learn from each other. And check us out. Check out our mastermind group. When you come on board, guess what? Everyone will benefit from getting a chance to meet you, learn from you, and you will get a chance and benefit from having the opportunity to meet them and to collaborate. In fact, our first conference that we're doing in the last 2 years in person, Seth, we've had 3 virtual mastermind collegiums, which were awesome, by the way. But December 1st and 2nd in Miami, and it's going to be incredible. And everyone is so excited to get together. My bags are already packed, and it's, call it a month away. If you would love to join us, have an opportunity to collaborate with the top advisors in the country who are all master learners and share the same values as you do, please, I'd love to have a discussion with you about that and how we can make that happen.
All right. Well, this has been Seth Greene with Brian Mann of C2P Enterprises, Clarity Insurance Marketing, and Elite Advisory Group. Brian, it's been an honor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you. And let me just give you our website address.
Please.
It's clarityinsurancemarketing.com. Check us out on the website. And again, when you go on the website, you can click on there and send me a message, or book a time for us to have a call or a discussion. I'd love to have the opportunity to speak with you, and that would be fantastic. Seth, thank you so much. This has been awesome. A lot of fun.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll talk to you or see you next time.